The Russians got a hold of my mom and said to make sure Nick doesn't come poking around our fraud. Because 1/3 of the hospices in America are in LA County.
1/3 of the hospices in America are in LA County?
I believe so, yeah. 10 to 89 hospices in one building.
So basically their identity's stolen. They need a surgery. They can't get a surgery because
They'll be denied.
How many people have died because of this?
I imagine a lot of people get to the doctors and they're like, wait, I had no idea I was on hospice.
Let's move into California.
California fraud is so massive, and there's so many different things to look at. When you look at the fraud that's taking place in California, you have Medi-Cal fraud, which is their Medicaid. And for instance, in 2022, they had $108 billion go towards Medi-Cal. The population.
What is Medi-Cal?
It's their Medicaid.
Okay.
So each state kind of calls their Medicaid systems or programs a bit different. California's is called Medi-Cal. Yeah, it's the biggest Medicaid in the United States because they have the most amount of people. But so in 2022, they had $108 billion go towards Medi-Cal. Their enrollments at the time was 3.9 million. Okay, and so then now we're in 2026. The proposed budget for Medi-Cal is now 222 million, and their enrollments 40 million. So they've only
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Can you say those numbers again?
So
108 million? Billion for 39.8 million people?
39.9.
Holy shit. So they've over doubled it
For 100,000 people.
100,000 people. Well, what's new? What are they getting?
That's what we're all wondering. And actually, the population of California hasn't gone up exponentially either.
Yeah, I checked it. It's plateaued. I thought it was actually a decline, but it's not a decline. It is a plateau since 2020.
Yes.
I pulled it up.
And so when I was making that video, I looked at this and I said, what is going on here? How is it going from 39.9 enrollments to now 40 million enrollments, yet there's over $100 billion? And then if you look at the surplus, California at one point was operating in a $100 billion surplus before 2020. Now they're operating in I believe around a 20 to $40 billion deficit. So that's an easy place to point to why they're in such deficit and where all the fraud is.
So what is going on? Can you say the dates again? So it was 108 billion in when?
2022.
2022. And today, in 2026, it's doubled.
Yes.
Over doubled.
The proposed budget's at 222 billion.
Holy shit, dude.
And the thing with the fraud is they want to make it so big and so complex that it's hard to actually crack down on. And so when you have that much money going out to these locations, going out to these hospices, going out to these home health cares, it makes it very hard to crack down on. Because how do you, the web's so deep at that point. There's so many hands that are involved.
How are they doing the fraud?
So hospice and home health care, the most valuable thing to somebody over the age of 65 is their Medicare beneficiary number. And that's even more valuable to a fraudster than a credit card. So they get the medical beneficiary numbers of these people, and then they start enrolling them into hospice. And once someone's enrolled to hospice, a lot of people in California don't even know they're enrolled into hospice until they go to the doctor and they need a surgery or they need an appointment, and they say, well, we can't help you. You're enrolled into hospice.
So then what happens? So these people, so basically their identity's stolen.
Yes.
Somebody puts them in the hospice program. They need a surgery. They can't get a surgery because
they'll be denied.
How many people have died because of this?
I don't have the exact numbers on that, but I imagine a lot of people get to the doctors and they're like, wait, I had no idea I was on hospice. CBS even reported on it.
I mean, what if it's a medical emergency?
They're on hospice.
You're having a fucking heart attack.
You're on hospice.
Or an aneurysm. Or holy shit.
So it's very dangerous, actually. I mean, my grandma, when she was dying, they put her on hospice. And basically that means they're just going to give you morphine if you're not feeling good, or they're going to treat you, but they're not going to stop you from dying. They're not going to do some last minute procedure to make sure you stay alive.
So is hospice, what is it? Government aid? What does it cover?
So it's underneath Medi-Cal, but it's literally just like hospice is just like home health care to ease your dying.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so there's hospice and then there's home health care, where they then actually do stuff to help the person stay alive.
It sounds like a really easy thing to fix. Just verify who you're sending the money to. Hey, is so and so here? No. Okay.
Well, the problem is they then get these like little offices and they just do the billing. They don't have the patient inside of a hospice because they're going out to the homes. Because most of these people are
okay.
on their deathbeds at their home.
Okay.
And so it's very hard.
Okay.
So if you do have that medical beneficiary number, it's super easy to make it look like you're doing stuff. Because it's just a piece of paper that you're signing off and sending to the state, and then they send you the money from Medi-Cal
Okay.
or from Medicare.
I thought hospice was actual centers.
No. That's why they're able to get away with it.
Shit.
And that's how they get the medical beneficiary numbers. Then they can just bill people without them even knowing.
How'd you figure this? How did you figure all this out?
Well, after my Minnesota video, it like surged the country to go look for fraud. And I was kind of nervous to tackle California because I was worried like, okay, if I post a video, Gavin Newsom's probably going to try to sue me. Because Dr. Oz went and did it. He's the head of CMS. So he went and showed that here in California, there's 1,000% increase in these hospices. Armenian and Russian mafias are running these hospices. And so I knew there was something there because literally the head of the CMS is going there and talking about that. And so then I started looking into all the data. After my video, the HHS actually released the databases of the HHS to then, you could go then scan through it. So then I started going through that data. I located these hospices. And I said, okay, I'm going to go see what's happening at these. And it turns out that they are just, they're just a bunch of plazas in this place called Van Nuys in California, in LA, that just have literally 10 to 89 hospices in one building.
Dude, this is just like the Minnesota shit.
Yeah, it might even be worse. Because 1/3 of the hospices in America are in LA County.
1/3 of the hospices in America are in LA County.
I believe so, yeah. Like one, and then like one in every $10 for home health care goes to LA County. It gets really bad.
Whoa, dude. Holy shit. 89 in one building?
89 in one building.
What does that look like?
They're literally these plazas or just these buildings that you maybe drive by and don't think anything of because you've never seen anything ever happen to them. Well, there's a little hospice in a room that's like 8 by 8. And you knock on the door and nobody's there. You can even open the door and there's nothing in it. And then if someone is in it, it's literally like one desk. And it's one of these, usually Armenians, especially in California. And then you drive out and you walk outside the parking lot and you got like M8 competitions, you got G-Wagons, you got Cybertrucks, you even have $200,000 Maybachs. Like these fraudsters are living in complete luxury.
And
They've been able to get away with the fraud for so long.
This is Russian mob that's
Yes,
running this.
Russian and Armenian. So I stroked the Armenians, apparently. The Russians actually got a hold of somebody who knew my mom and said, they called, and then that person then called my mom and said, the Russian mafia wants me to tell you to make sure Nick doesn't come poking around our fraud. Like, that's not a joke. We were driving in LA. I was working on a separate video. Somebody called my mom, and she apparently knew some people and she had my mom's phone number. She called my mom and said, the Russian mafia wants to make sure to let you know to have Nick not come snooping around our businesses.
How's that make you feel?
I was like, well, I'm probably not going to go check out the Russians. But it is scary because like the Somalians, they were threatening me publicly. Like they had their people talking in these chats. They were out doing this press conference. It was like they're trying to sell a book. Like they're like Gavin Newsom out. They're trying to sell his own book. These people are doing press conferences and whatnot. the Armenians and the Russians, they're a lot smarter than that. They're not going to be doing these press conferences about trying to protect their fraud. And so they're going to work in a lot quieter way. So that was very scary when my mom did get that phone call.
How's your mom take that?
Like now, we're not like used to it, but it's like, okay, Nick, we need to be cautious, which isn't fun.
Shit, man.
That was a little crazy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's serious.
Yeah, that was serious.
I mean, that's serious.
Because I mean, these people, like we talk about like the mafia or gangs, like it's real. Like there's certain parts in America where mafias or gangs do have control. But you don't see it as blatantly because they're not rolling around like armed gangs in a favela. It's more so like these are the people who take command and everyone knows it, and it's just kind of how it's been, and they can kind of blend in.
Man. Well, it's out now.
Yeah, it's out now, so hopefully nothing happens.
Sheesh. Have you talked about this anywhere else?
No, you're the first one, actually.
Oh, great. Great. No shit.
Yeah, that was intense, honestly. I really like that night. I was just sitting in my bed, just thinking, yeah, the Russian mafia knows, like, we're on to them, or that people are on to their scams and their fraud, and they're literally making phone calls to make sure I don't come snoop around the fraud that they've been able to get away with for so long.
Damn. But you've been talking about this pretty openly. I mean, it popped up on my radar.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm doing a public service to the country to try and expose fraud wherever it may be. And I don't care if you're Russian, Armenian, Somalian, American. Like, if you're committing fraud, you're stealing from hardworking, legal taxpayers. So, either stop committing fraud or you're going to get exposed.
So, what is that? How long ago did you expose this?
The Minnesota or Armenia?
No. The California stuff.
I filmed that back in February.
February?
Yeah.
What has the response been from everybody else other than the mobs?
Gavin Newsom, he posted a photo of me snooping around, an AI-generated image of me snooping around daycares, trying to depict me as like a pervert, putting like 10 cameras on me.
I saw that.
Where are the children? The overall response, though, has been a lot more positive compared to Minnesota because people are realizing, oh, this is like a systemic problem here in the United States. This isn't a right or left issue. Like each one of these tax dollars is our tax dollars. So the response has been, I'd say, even better because people are now seeing like, oh, okay, this is like a big issue.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last time you were here, there was an estimated $600 billion in fraud in the U.S. alone.
Yeah, 3 to 7% of each tax dollar goes towards fraud here in the United States.
How much?
3 to 7%. So that means that each American is working 25 days out of the year to pay a fraudster.
Wow. Has there been any response from the California government on this? Other than you running around with a bunch of cameras?
They're trying to act like Gavin Newsom did this and that to stop hospices, I think like back in 2021. But the problem is you can go and sign something, but if you don't actually stop the bleeding, that means nothing. Because there was an over 1,000% increase. There's 1,500 hospices in LA County alone. And yeah, good job. Maybe you cracked down on 50, 70 of them, but you have a lot more to crack down on and you didn't stop the bleeding. It's similar to Minnesota where they had a 10,000% increase in funding for autism, yet there wasn't a 10,000% of children with autism. So like these governors like to act like they're doing stuff, but they actually never stop the bleeding. And that's where all the fraud is taking place. Like stop the bleeding and then maybe you can say I did something. But until then, like you're just as complicit as these fraudsters because you know what's happening, but you don't stop the bleeding.
How many buildings did you go to that were doing this? 89 in one building? I mean, 89?
Yeah, so CBS reported on the 89 one. I just went to about an area, probably about 2 square miles and within there, there's the one motel-like building that had like 15 of them in there. There's another one that had about 8 inside of it. There was another one that had, it started off as an adult daycare that then transformed themselves into a hospice and a home health care. So they just got in on all the goods. And altogether, probably around 10.
10 different buildings.
10 different buildings.
What are these people saying to you when you bang on the door, when you approach them? Do they speak English?
Some of them do. A lot of them aren't there. And I say, one guy was there, and he said, he's like, I've been in this business since 1990 something. I'm like, okay, then what's the justification for 1,000% increase since you've been in it for so long? And he can't even answer the question. In fact, he blames Dr. Oz.
He blames Dr. Oz.
Yes, he blamed Dr. Oz, saying that he was making all these allegations, and he even blamed Dr. Oz for being fat. That was pretty funny. In the video, the guy's like, I bought Dr. Oz pills and I'm still fat. I'm like, oh, so you're fat because of Dr. Oz? He's like, yes, because of Dr. Oz.
Wow. No matter where you're watching the Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a review.